our P-36 Hawk replica flown by Chris Walker from Palestine, Texas. I might know him, yeah. These air shows are all about our American military forces. It's an opportunity to highlight the city of Houston, as well as a chance to show off our community relations that are so vital and important for continued success. But more than anything, it's a chance to give people a glimpse into the extraordinary capabilities of our people and equipment. TOR's purpose within this air show, with our little history lesson, is to show the evolution of where our military was to what you see here today with our modern military. On December 7th, 1941, it was a pivotal moment in U.S. history. Find themselves in a war that has not yet been declared. The B-25 that you're going to see flying today is going to simulate what the B-17s did during that day. The attack was from the Japanese aircraft carriers, Akagi, Akaga, Hiru, Soru, and the two new carriers, the Shokuku and the Suikuku. The plan was simple: destroy the Pacific Fleet. The raid lasts for a little over 2 gruesome hours. Yes, you have a front row seat in the Pacific Theater as the story of the bombing of Pearl Harbor unfolds right in front of you. When the first bombs began to fall, pilots all over the island jumped into action. At Wheeler Field, Lieutenant Philip Rasmussen woke to the sound of bombs, jumping out of bed, strapping on a .45 caliber pistol over his purple pajamas, and ran to a working Curtiss P-36 Hawk, just like the green airplane that you see scrambling to get into the air right now. He was joined by 4 more P-36 pilots: Lewis Sanders, Harry Brown, Gordon Sterling, and Malcolm Mike Moore. They took off to engage the attacking Japanese and managed to shoot down a few of their Zeros, Bells, and Kates. The number of enemy aircraft were incredibly overwhelming. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the island, Kenneth Taylor and George Welsh were just returning from an all-night dinner dance and poker party. These brave pilots, still in their formal dress clothes, raced to a couple of P-40 Warhawks, got them fielded and armed, and took off. They quickly found themselves in the middle of a real battle. These 2 pilots caught up to the Japanese close to Pearl Harbor and Hickam Field and engaged the Zeros, Bells, and Kates with rounds from their .30 caliber machine guns. However, they quickly ran out. Luckily, they were able to land at Wheeler Field, which is near the center of the island. They refueled and reloaded with .30 and .50 caliber ammo and took off once again to fight the Japanese. The 2 pilots are credited with downing a total of 6 Japanese warplanes before their own planes were disabled. Both pilots received a Distinguished Service Cross for their actions that infamous day. A total of 502 U.S. planes were on the ground at the beginning of the attack. Sadly, 188 were totally destroyed. 159 damaged, and 155 aircraft lay on the ground in various stages of disrepair. Here's our B-25 right here in front. American airplane Hawk is going right in front. It's chasing down those Zeros. The first wave of 189 Japanese Bells and Kates hammered Hawaii for almost an hour. Then came the second wave of an additional 171 running torpedoes, which leaves no question that this was a well thought out plan and not a surprise attack. Then came the Valdai bombers, armed with 1,700 pounds of armor-busting projectiles, originally made for 16-inch battleship guns, but they were converted to aerial bombs. These planes dived down onto the Nevada and the Arizona. Anti-aircraft veered the bells away from the Nevada on the first wave, but unfortunately, the Arizona was not that lucky. A bomb stabbed the Arizona through her forward magazine and exploded, torching off more than 1 million pounds of gunpowder. Sailors on the Nevada watched in horror as the Arizona jumped 20 feet in air and broke in two, forever entrapping 1,178 American servicemen in an underwater tomb. The ship sank in less than 3 minutes, and still today, she remains at the bottom of the harbor in a watery grave, crying black tears as a reminder to all of those who lost their lives that infamous day. At Marine Corps Air Station Ewa, Private First Class Melvin Thomas was on guard duty when 9 Zeros attacked the base. He stepped out of his guard shack, drew his .45 caliber pistol, and began firing on the enemy planes. A Japanese pilot, Yoshio Shiga, saw Thompson firing back at them. Years later, Shiga remembered Thompson's tenacity and fighting spirit, describing the lone Marine as the bravest American I've ever seen. All over the island, soldiers were bringing...
And here she comes. Ladies and gentlemen, get your cameras ready. This is one of 2 passes left for the F-35.
Let's give her a big wave while she's upside down. We got that beautiful P-51 Mustang. You're gonna want to have your cameras ready. The last pass from the F-35 is gonna be hot. There's 1. There's 2. And 3. Put the 4 points, and there's 4. Let's give him a big round of applause. Here comes Major Wolf with the F-35 for another high-speed hot pass. Makes his way around the air. Medication pass. Blowing in the breeze.
and bonk your head. So please don't stand in your chairs. If you would do us that favor, we'd greatly appreciate it. Again, we want you to go home just as healthy as when you got here. So thank you for that. It also helps the folks around you be able to see the amazing show. We've got a lot of air show left, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. Even though Bayo's rolling out the amazing F-35 on the runway, you can see her holding the nose off using the aerodynamic braking of that phenomenal fifth-generation fighter. As she slows it down there, you can see the nose settle. What a beautiful aircraft. It's just like we've got so much more. Now, Ralph, we were talking about jet technology. We just saw the latest and the best, right?
Of the 21st century, a noble symbol of
day and what a crowd! Ladies and gentlemen, like Rob mentioned, I'm Major Jeff Simmer Downey, Thunderbird 8, the team's advanced pilot and narrator from Arlington, Virginia. We're incredibly excited to be here with you all today, and today I want to tell you about the Thunderbird mission, a demonstration of the teamwork, dedication, and professionalism that mirrors that of your Air Force active duty, guard, and reserve personnel deployed around the globe. As our Thunderbirds taxi...
Thunder 1 is clear for takeoff, runway 35 left. Thunderbirds, let's run them up. Now. Thunderbirds, release brakes ready now. Burners now.
Showcasing teamwork at its finest for the Delta Formation Loop. As the Delta repositions for the Delta Burst, the flying skill and grace you see